So I want to talk about characters because you also have your new course, Conceptual Characters with Wouter Tulp on schoolism.com. I want to talk about shapes. Lesson 6 in your course, actually, for those of you wondering. Now, of course, a lot of people have talked about shapes and a lot of artists know all about shapes, but I would love to delve into what is the assignment for your shape lesson. Do you remember?
Yes, I do. And in this course, we talk about shapes a little bit the way we are used to, how shapes are the building blocks for our characters. But we also talk about shapes as a metaphor. So shapes as a symbol that represents who our character is. So for example, we spoke about the character designer's toolbox earlier. And let me give you an example of how we could use that to come up with ideas for shapes. So when we think of the character designer's toolbox, in the left column, we think of our character's personality, who is our character. So if we think of the emotion of the character, let's say he is a character who enrages really fast. He kind of explodes when he gets angry really easily. Then on the right column in shape, we can think of a shape that represents that. So for example, if I think of an explosion, that could be a shape that I could use to design my character. So now my character is based on the shape of the cloud I see or maybe an atomic bomb, the mushroom shape. That could be an idea for a character based on the emotion. So now I have a reason for designing the shape that I want to design. And then I can use the technique of shape design where I can play with the proportions to make sure that these proportions make the character look big or make him look strong or weak. Whatever, I can play with these proportions and design the character in such a way that this effect of the explosive nature of this character comes across as strong as possible.
That's very cool. And like, it was really interesting when you're talking about the explosion thing. And then when I start to think of explosions, at first I was thinking of just like a starburst. Just so I get this straight, you have these different kind of shapes that talk about the personality, who this character is, and then you try to incorporate the different shapes into the design, like maybe the hair looks very explosive, or perhaps the clothes are very kind of jagged jacket, whatever, and that could be the explosive influence of that shape.
You could also think of the entire shape of the character. You can also think of the character relationship and combine the shape design over two characters and say something about their relationship. So there are many ways how you can apply this idea.
I love it. Well, that's why you have a whole entire lesson based on it. So if anybody wants to learn more, definitely check out Conceptual Characters with Wouter Tulp on schoolism.com.